I listen to this, you know. YW for life.
Beat a nigga block with that motherfucking chopper.
Many rappers have evolved into commendable actors. Few can boast anything close to the cinematic career of Will Smith, with 27 films under his name, 9 albums, 4 solo, 5 with DJ Jazzy Jeff, 2 Academy Award nominations, and 4 Grammy Awards. Smith's varied repertoire cements him as a bona fide cultural icon, though a starring turn on NBC's The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air brought Will's presence to the masses. His roots were entrenched in hip-hop 5 years before Uncle Phil came into the picture. Between the years of 1985 and 1990, Smith and his partner DJ Jazzy Jeff dropped off 3 albums on Jive Records, a run that would put Smith on NBC's radar to begin with. Though Smith had no shortage of hits and wholesome jams under his belt, his turn on Fresh Prince brought the iconic Yo Home to Bel-Air to the masses. Written by Quincy Jones, the song that many would come to simply dub the Fresh Prince theme song marked Will's first foray into the bountiful world of wholesome cinematic bangers. Picking up where breakout single Girls Ain't Nothin' But Trouble left off, Will expanded on the storytelling foundation he laid down prior, this time delving deeper into character. Will's transition from the playground to the lavish mansions of Bel-Air played out like the musical equivalent of method acting, bridging a multimedia gap to create an immersive and borderline metafictional experience. His accounts on Fresh Prince felt closer to autobiography than fiction, a line blurred all the more given that he was ostensibly playing himself. Needless to say, the song skyrocketed into popularity, eventually dropping as a single in 1992. After Fresh Prince concluded its 6-season run, Will Smith was lined up to star alongside Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black. In honor of the upcoming sci-fi action comedy, Smith once again opted for a proven formula, and took his acting chops into the booth. This time, Smith found himself rapping as Agent J, essentially summarizing the enigmatic government agency over a bouncy Trackmasters instrumental. For those keeping score, Men in Black was one of several tracks co-written by legendary lyricist Nas, who also helped pen Miami and Getting Jiggy With It, yet it was Men in Black that earned Smith a Grammy Award in 1998, beating out a truly stacked lineup of competition, including Biggie's Hypnotize, Busta Rhymes' Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, and Missy Elliott's The Rain. More importantly, however, Men in Black helped break down the true purpose of the organization in a concise and family-friendly fashion. Alright, check it. Let me tell you this in closing, I know we might seem imposing, raps Will, in the track's closing verse, but trust me if we ever show in your section, believe me, it's for your own protection. We've long seen rappers turned actors immerse themselves in character for a spell, including Eminem's supremely underrated 8 Mile Road, yet few have taken it to Will Smith levels of dedication, as a few subsequent singles would soon signify. While Men in Black was arguably Smith's most successful movie banger, Wild Wild West is arguably his crowning achievement, though the oft-maligned film itself has become somewhat of a cult classic, despite giving us the brilliant line "Let's get some shot ass." The strangely steampunk-inspired Western found Will exploring some interesting musical territory. This time around, Smith channeled Cavalier hero Jim West behind the mic, wasting little time in flexing his badass nature. Unlike Men in Black, which found Will Smith's J operating in the shadows, Wild Wild West was a showcase for Jim West's endless charisma. Between seducing damsels in distress, who proceed to willingly disrobe in his presence, West spits bars aimed at his arch-nemesis Loveless, making history as the first supervillain diss track in a mainstream rap sang. In fact, the track's final verse finds Smith diving deeper into Jim West's psyche, kicking up the Loveless-related anger with a few pointed references. Told me Loveless is a madman, but I don't fear the traps Smith West, he got mad weapons too. Ain't trying to hear that an essential on any 90s playlist worth its salt. Wild Wild West also helped the official movie soundtrack hit double platinum status. Fun fact, it's not the only single to feature the nefarious Loveless at the center. Dr. Dre and Eminem's collaboration Bad Guys Always Die also finds both parties plotting on the arachnid-inspired villain's demise. While Switch was more or less released in tandem with 2005 film Hitch, Biggie broke from the formula and failed to embody his cinematic counterpart, Alex Hitchens. For that reason, Switch feels more like an honorable mention, though it did not actually appear in the film or on the soundtrack. Sadly, Will Smith pretty much retired the practice of rapping in character with Jim West's Last Ride. Perhaps the critical panning of Wild Wild West was simply too much for him to bear. In any case, Fans were robbed of a triumphant Ali anthem, a melancholic I Am Legend horrorcore cut, and even a Suicide Squad etched banger. Perhaps Smith will revise the practice with the upcoming Aladdin. We've already heard a fragment of Friend Like Me in the trailer, and who's to say a genie-centric verse won't be included in the final version? Who knows? Tell me what you think down below, share it and like the video please, subscribe if you're new, thanks.